Yeah, for sure. I mean, we want to be able to establish the run. In order to be a successful offense, you got to be able to establish the run. And we did that Thursday night, and hopefully it's something that we're able to carry over because it makes everyone's lives easier in the passing game if they got to account for the run game. And the play action game is a real viable threat after the run game's successful. So it's going to be a big point of emphasis for us going forward each and every week, and it's got to be.
What kind of confidence do you guys have in a guy like Miles Sanders, a rookie who with a 67-yard kickoff return can kind of give the offensive spark you guys need?
Yeah, I mean, we got a lot of confidence in all those running backs. I mean, Jordan Howard doing what he does, physical running back, and then you got a guy like Miles Sanders who is extremely explosive with the ball in his hands. So we're excited about both of those guys, and then a guy like Darren Sproles who can come in on third down and make plays. So that room is extremely talented, probably the most talented room I've been around in a long time, probably since Shady was here. So we're excited about that room.
The Jets are 0-3, but if you look at their defensive line, how talented is it and how tough is it? You see them on the film.
Yeah, that defensive line, I mean, it's a lot of high draft picks, and you see why all over the film. They're beating one-on-one blocks. They're beating double teams. C.J. Mosley, I don't know if he's going to be playing this league, but extremely talented player. And they have some safeties as well. Jamal Adams, also a very talented player. So they're not 0-3 because of their defense. It's a really talented defense, and as an offense, I think it's going to be a good test for us.
How often did you practice that synchronized celebration with Carson?
That was unique. I mean, I don't know. I can't believe that happened. I can't believe it was that coordinated. But we just got very good chemistry, I guess.
Yeah, what does that say about the two of you guys on the same page all the time?
I think we're just happy that we scored a rushing touchdown against that defense in Green Bay.
Like the way Carson's playing in general, what have you noticed that's different about him this year?
I feel like everyone's extremely just relaxed out there on the field. Excuse me. No one's pressing. No one's out there panicking if we're 1-2 or not executing early in the game. I feel like we got a really poised team. No matter what the outside noise is saying, we're just focused on being the best offense we can be. And that's the entire mindset. I mean, the guys in this room on this offense have played a lot of football in this city. So when everyone's saying stuff on the outside, we just kind of put our heads down and work, and I think it speaks volumes about this entire team.
History says, Zach, that there's a chance of a letdown just based on the facts.
Yeah.
How does a team, in this case you guys, guard from coming away from the Green Bay game and playing the Jets team?
I mean, our record says we're a 2-2 team, so based off the record, we're not extremely talented right now, so we're extremely focused on being 1-0 this week against a team that's got a really good defense, and going out there and playing a home game. Obviously, last time in the league didn't go as well as we want to be. The goal is always to be undefeated at home. Obviously, that's not going to happen, but we're excited about this week. It's always exciting to play in the league, and that's what everyone's excited for this week, and hopefully winning the football game.
This is your only home game in the month of October. Do you put any stock in that, or do you think about that going into the Sunday?
Not really. Just trying to focus on winning the football game, having fun at home. Obviously, the schedule is what it is. You don't really think about where the game's going to be until Friday or Saturday when you have to leave or stay home. So you don't really think about that stuff.
What's been the secret with the run defense? Once again, one of the best in the league.
There is no secret. Honestly, there's no secret. You just got a bunch of guys that bought in and knowing that, in order to rush the quarterback, you got to stop the run. And to do that, Jim always talk about that. Coach Daniels always talk about that. He stresses it. We just want to create a new line of scrimmage. When we keep doing that, man, and we've been struggling to get to the quarterback, but our time is coming. So we're just being patient about it. Nobody's forcing it. Every guy's doing their job, and we'll continue to do that this weekend.
Fletch, you've been through it before where, a team comes in that's struggling and everybody says, the Eagles, this is going to be a piece of cake. How have you handled it in the past? How does this team handle it on Sunday?
We have to all understand that we are in the NFL, and every team is good. We are pros, and for us to think that way, it'll be totally different in this team. This team thinks about every week that we're playing a good football team. Let's be real. We're only 2-2, and our schedule say what we are, but we have to come out on Sunday and attack it as if anybody else was coming in here.
You could see a heavy dose of Le'Veon Bell Sunday, especially with their uncertainty quarterback. What have you seen on film from him for a guy who spent the year taking off last year?
Nothing's changed about him. He's still the best player on the team. I think that after watching him, watching him a little bit, he's their best player, and they're going to give him the ball. I think he's going to take everybody on defense to get him on the ground. He's such a smart runner. He tried to find guys that's out of that gap, and he makes guys miss. So we need everybody to the football. It's going to take us.
When you have the numbers like you guys do against the run, do you enjoy the challenge of a Le'Veon Bell to uphold those numbers?
You have to enjoy it. You have to respect it. You got to think that guy's, he's one of the best running backs in the league of, making guys, miss, finding the open holes. And, like I just said, it's going to take all 11 of us to get him on the ground.
Would you agree, BJ?
What Fletch said. What Fletch said. I just want to make sure we're good.
When you look at Le'Veon this year, does he look any different than what you've seen in years past? It feels like we haven't seen the same explosiveness, maybe.
I just think that, they just, haven't been. I feel like he's been doing good as far as, what he's been, the opportunity that he do get. But I think that, obviously it's different from being in Pittsburgh and, the Jets, but I think that, either way it goes, he's still a heck of a player. You got to make sure that you don't take him lightly.
Brandon, is there extra pressure on the guys up front, knowing the secondary right now is pretty bad? They're going to have some guys out there that haven't really played a ton, most likely.
We just got to make sure that we keep doing what we do as a D line. Keep straining, keep on fighting. I'm not going to say that, it's putting pressure on us, but only thing that we feel is we just want to make sure we get after the quarterback. Get to him. Disrupt him. Make sure that we don't make him comfortable back there, and it should help out. When we say we got people in the back end, we put that on us always. Each and every week, even when we got people healthy, we put it on us each and every week to make sure that we make it easy on the DBs, just like they pretty much want to try to make it easy on us.
When you're playing a team that's 0-3, a team that you guys going into this game as double-digit favorites, and you're coming off a Packer game where the intensity was really high. You knew the stakes. How do you summon the energy and the excitement needed to take on this opponent?
Because it's the next game up, and we're trying to go 1-0. And if you take people lightly, which we know, you can get smacked in the face. And we just got to make sure that we don't do that, which I don't feel that's the energy. I feel like we respect the team. They got a good roster. They just, sometimes it's just you just don't want them to have to put it together against you. So we just got to make sure we go in prepared, which I know we will. Coach Swartz will have us prepared on defense, and Coach will have them on offense all ready to go.
Do you feel like you can take some of that momentum, though, from that Green Bay game, the first road win of the season for you guys, into this next quarter of the season?
Oh, yeah. This the next quarter, that's what we talked about, 0-0. We played one quarter, we go 2-2, and now, we're trying to go 1-0 this week, and it's the next quarter.
Person, excuse me, was talking about he feels like he's developed his game over the last couple seasons where he instinctively knows where everybody is on every route tree. It's like there's no thought process anymore. Is that sort of way it feels to you too? Like when a quarterback is really settled into an offense?
I think he has a really good hold of our offense, and he's doing a good job of, kind of seeing the field and anticipating on where people will be, and that comes down to him, having a feel for the plays.
And a young quarterback, sometimes if you're the third read, you ain't getting the ball. But in this,
he's a guy that evaluates every guy that's running his routes, and he'll go through all his progressions.
What does it say about this offense that you guys were able? Obviously you take whatever the defense gives you, but you're able to get the run game a lot involved more in the offense now too, and defenses have to contribute.
You need that. In this league, when you can run the football, you could be a very dominant team. I think you could be deadly. We know we got pass catchers, we got wide receivers, but to have, two really electric backs, and then to also have Darren Sproles, who's one of the most electric to do it, that everybody got to play us honest.
What can you say about the confidence that this team has in Miles Sanders, and maybe fumbles aside, was able to give you guys the spark you needed in that 67-yard return?
We don't think about that because we know what kind of player he is. Everybody on our team, we know what they put in, the work they put in. We know no one's perfect, but we know we're going to get the ball right back in Miles' hands because we know he's that type of guy. When he touches it, he's going to make a play.
Nelson, how do you feel about the progress of this offense? Do you think it's where you want it to be after 4 games?
We're getting there. We're definitely not full at all. We're still very hungry. We know there's more work to be done, but we like where we're headed.
You got Alshon back last game. How much does it help, not just with his production, but does it open things up a little bit? Does it change the way defenses play with him in there?
Honestly, for me, his presence. You watch the tape, obviously, people have to respect him because of the talent he is. But his presence, you know, his confidence and his energy out there on the field is what myself and the rest of the receivers, you know, we enjoy having. You know, and when we get Deshaun back, it'll even be the same for us, you know, because we're a very close group, and when we add our buddies and our brothers together, we're uplifted, and we play faster and we play more together.
It's one thing to have all this talent on paper, but now seeing it on the field against opposing defenses, how does that feel?
It feels great, you know, because you see on every game somebody else pops up and it's huge. You know, Jordan Howard definitely stole the show last game. You saw Miles Sanders do great. We see week 1 what Deshaun did. Everybody's able to make plays and go crazy. And at the end of the day, you know, we got a quarterback that's very unselfish and is getting everybody involved.
How is he better? How's Carson better like this year than in past years?
I think with age, you know, and understanding of the offense, he just has a good feel for where his guys are going to be. And, you know, myself and somebody else were talking about that earlier. You know, his anticipation has it's greater than it's ever been. He knows where guys are going. You look at Jordan Howard on the wheel route. That's all anticipation. He saw where the backer was. He knew where the other routes were, and he just all of a sudden, boom, he knew that's where the ball was going, and that was a great read by him. And then you look at the red zone touchdown to Dallas Goedert. He saw Dallas had leverage early. He looks away, boom, dots him for an easy touchdown. That's just something that's really impressive about him.
Brandon, through first 4 games, first 4 weeks of the season, you're the #1 guard, Pro Football Focus. What does that mean to you, if anything at all?
I mean, I thought I was the best for a while, so I mean, it's not really anything new. You know, if anything, you know, I would trade all that to be 4-0 at this point, to be honest. But you know, it's a good start to the season, but that's just the first quarter. You know, there's at least 4 quarters and then more. So, you know, it's not necessarily how you start, but how you finish. And I want to finish the same way as how I started. So.
How about considering the comeback and coming off the injury to be playing at such a high level so early in the year?
Yeah, I expected that. I mean, I did. It's been interesting to see, you know, how everything is gone and then see people's reactions, because what happens is, for example, just the way you said that, like, you know, coming back and playing so well, I feel like when it comes to injuries or certain things, everybody gets lumped into the same category, like, well, he did this, so this is a timetable, is what it should be. You know, how is he going to come back, type of player he's going to be. For me, man, I never put a timetable on myself. The goal was always to be better when I came back than when I left. The only thing that's, you know, stood between where I was and where I feel like I am now was just the hard work. You know, never scared of it, never shied away. And, you know, through hard work, this is what happened.
I'll throw a hypothetical. Do you think you'd be playing at this high a level if you didn't have the injury?
That's more the question. The injury itself put a bigger chip on my shoulder, made me a lot hungrier, you know, put that fire back in my stomach. So the question is, who knows? But the best thing is, you know, knock on wood, was, you know, that it happened, and you know, I am where I am.
In terms of the chemistry in the run game, coming together the way it did on Thursday, what do you think was the biggest key for that?
Just capitalizing on opportunities. You know, the coach wanted us to run the ball, to go out there and gain positive yardage, so that he could, you know, trust in us up front, instead of just, you know, pass protecting, you know, running the ball and, you know, open the hole. So.
Does it take time to develop the chemistry with when you have new running backs in the backfield, when you have Jordan and Miles coming along?
Yeah, for sure. But at the same time, you know, we got to, you know, open the same holes as we did before. You know, just got to let them find it and run through it.
Does it feel like that you guys can do this against any defense at this point? That the Packers came in with this vaunted defense, arguably the best in the league at that point. The fact that you set the tone the way you guys did against that front, do you feel like if they need to lean on you in the run game, that's possible against anyone?
Yeah, we've always felt that way since day one, that, you know, we can run the ball on anybody. You know, I wouldn't say, like, you know, all of a sudden, like, now we, you know, feel we could. We always felt we could. So.
with the Jets coming to town, you guys have the rest. I know they're coming off the bye, but they're going to be looking for their first win. And you look at them statistically, they've had a lot of struggles, but the defense still very good. What's the biggest challenge that they present this Sunday?
When it comes to records, man, we never, look at records because when it comes to an NFL game, anybody can be beat, anytime. When it comes, to the Jets, man, they play real well up front. Obviously Jamal Adams in the back. He's been a great player since he's came in. Physical, strong. Hustle to the ball. Don't let the record fool you. They can play some ball up there.
What have you seen from Miles Sanders in his first 4 weeks in the NFL?
He doesn't really get rattled. He's ready for the moment. He has a lot of talent, a lot of ability. I'm just excited for his future.
I feel like we can see it from the sidelines or from the press box, but can you see the confidence kind of continue to grow with him, especially when he goes on some of those long runs and those kickoff returns?
Oh, yeah, definitely, because he keeps making a big play after big play week in and week out. So I can say his confidence is definitely growing with the more big plays he keeps making, helping the team out.
With your physical run style, how are you able to fall down forward? It seems like every time that you need even just a short gain, you find a way to make it happen.
I just try to keep pushing my legs going, never try to stop my feet, and just try to, I always just try to lean forward and try to get lower than defenders.
When did you learn that? Is it something you've had throughout your entire career? Or?
Yeah, pretty much. It's something I've always been doing since I've been running the ball since I got pretty much older.
With the run game, is it just a matter of time to develop chemistry where you and Miles and the O-line just need to get in sync?
I feel like that was some of it we need to get in sync because in preseason we didn't really play together in the games. So I feel like we had to get that down packed. But since we got the run game going, the offense is going to be hard to stop now.
What was it like to earn the trust from Doug the way that you did last Thursday night?
It was great. I'm just trying to make plays anytime my number is called. So just trying to not let them down for having faith in me.
Miles, we had a cool moment pregame the other night when Carson comes over and he's like, it's going to be your night. It's going to be your breakout night. What does it mean to have the support of the teammates that you've had, in your first couple of weeks here in the NFL?
It feels good. Like I said, any rookie will appreciate any vets coming and just giving you good advice. Keeping your head up. I appreciate it a lot, and I know they appreciate it when they were rookies. So they know what it's like to be a rookie. They know how the rookie season is. It's tough. It's not easy. It's probably the hardest year you'll ever have. But stuff like that, though, that brings me a lot of confidence and just allows me to play well.
Has that been the message? That, listen, this is as bad as it's going to get. If you can survive it, you're going to be fine.
Only the strong survive. So that game in Detroit, I told myself I wasn't going to let that game break me. So just going to come back even stronger and keep working to continue to get better each week.
Had to feel pretty good to make the play that literally turns the game around on last Thursday night.
Felt good. Like I said, I'm willing to do whatever to help the team win. So that's what I'm going to do.
For rookies, we always talk about that welcome to the NFL moment. Do you feel like you've had that yet?
Yeah, definitely. As far as getting my head ripped off, as far as almost scoring my first touchdown, I think I got it all. So right now it's just how good I can just keep building and getting better each week. So.
Did the second half of the season last year kind of help prove that you can be that guy? I mean, there was a stretch last year where you were the top cornerback.
Yeah, I don't know about the top cornerback, but yeah, just playing. The more reps I get, I feel like the better I get. So.
I just mean last year, everyone else was hurt, but like it was the same position last year.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
That's why I said since I've been here for 3 years, a lot of guys have been in and out the room with new guys coming in and just guys getting hurt.
Does it matter to you what quarterback you prepare for, whether it's Darnold or Folk? I mean, how does that affect your preparation?
No, I don't think that matters.
How does this compare with the past couple of years as far as communication, getting to know people? It seems like you have a couple of new people, but you also have people that you worked with before. Is it a lot easier this year maybe than
So is it easier this year?
Is it? I'm asking you.
Nah, it's not easier because Craig hasn't really played. He hasn't really practiced. And then like we up with Sharp.
So what's been the key to your development, do you think, your success over the last 3 years here?
Just getting more reps, just playing.
I mean, there's really no way to substitute for being on the field, is there?
Nah, there's no substitute at all. At the end of the day, you can be a visual learner all you want, but you gotta go out there and be able to do it. So.
6 weeks during camp, it seemed we were asking you guys who's going to start week 1. Did you guys always figure that at some point everyone's going to need to play?
Yeah, that's how we practice. That's how Coach Underland got us practicing. Like everyone's going to be out there, corners. That's why a lot of teams got a lot of them because who knows? Everyone might go down, so you got to be ready.
What have you seen from Craig?
James, he's a good guy, still learning, just like all of us. He's got to stay in the playbook, but he's going to be good. I think he's going to be fine.
When you go in a week like this, when you have a deep threat like Robbie Anderson, what's the objective for a deep threat, especially?
Just try to keep somebody back deep in the middle of the field. So if he does get back there, someone's back there.
How do you guys think he did in Green Bay? He only scored 7 points in the second half.
Yeah, I think we started off kind of a little slowish, kind of messed up a lot, jumping off sides, giving Aaron Rodgers second time. Right before the half, we jump off sides, stop the clock, get a penalty, stop the clock, and then it just gives them a chance to regroup and score. We got a couple messed up plays, but other than that, I think we did good. Before this some adversity, offense started clicking, and once they start clicking, we started clicking.
It's been nothing but adversity since you got here. What's that? I mean, you kind of learned your lesson about the NFL really quickly. You got to be ready all the time.
Yeah, got to be, because you never know, your number might get called.
You guys did a hell of a job in the red zone. I think they were in there 7 times, which isn't healthy, but they only scored 3 touchdowns. I mean, when you get down there, the end zone, the back line kind of gives you guys, kind of takes away any advantage of the team with a guy like Adams might have, doesn't it?
Yeah, of course the field shrinks, but I think it's you got to credit the guys, out on that field on the defensive side. Us, preparing all week, and we prepare hard for the red zone. We do a lot. It starts with Corey, usually on Fridays having an early meeting, taking it over into our meetings later on, but then also doing a couple walkthroughs to make sure we understand exactly how they're going to try to attack us. And, guys were locked in and focused, and we made a lot of big plays down in our own end zone.
You played a lot of 2 deep against them. Kind of foresee that, given the cornerback situation right now, that it's going to maybe the way to go?
I think Jim had to make an adjustment during that game. We lose a couple guys, key players, and, that's what makes coordinators great, man. You got to adjust with the players that you have, and during that time we felt like we were kind of low at the cornerback position. We needed to kind of give our guys a break, sprinkling some man every once in a while, and the way our D-line was playing, we were still good for the run. So, I think it was just something that we had to do for that game. I'm not sure if we're going to, continue that moving forward.
You guys have had success, though, keeping the ball in front of you. I mean, because you got good tacklers, both at safety and corner. I mean, it's worked the last couple of years, hasn't it?
Yeah. We pride ourselves on being a good tackling team. You got to limit yards after catch.
Yeah.
That's one thing in this league. They try to spread the ball out, get guys in open space, and, you have to be a good tackling team. So that's one thing we've been doing well. We got to keep at it this week. We got Le'Veon Bell, who's shifty as any running back. So got to prepare for him, make sure we wrap him up, and swarm to the ball.
And Crowder had like 40 of their 63 pass completions.
Yeah.
So they're going to throw to them a lot.
Exactly. Name of the game, get guys in space, let your playmakers try to make plays.
When you know it's coming, what's it like? What are the emotions like when you know Aaron Rodgers is on the other side and he's coming your way?
It can be nerve-wracking, but you gotta calm yourself down. You gotta, remind yourself it's just football at the end of the day. And now that's why I try to remind myself. People ask me, when I first got in the league and everything, like, how is it? It's just football. You've been playing it since you was a little kid. Of course, it kind of like the intensity goes up a little bit more, but to keep it simple in your mind, it's just football. It's just a game.
Craig, when you make a play like that at the end of the game in Green Bay, what does it do going into taking you into the week? Does it give you more confidence?
Honestly, nothing. You got to be I made the play, yeah, but it's this week now. Anything can happen.
Once they told me I had to go, I just was like, all right, bring my iPad. What do I need to bring? What I need to have? And it was good,
That week 2 game was pretty crazy, back and forth, Falcons, Eagles. What did you learn about this team in that game?
I just know that they played hard. I know that Atlanta plays hard also. I know that this was always a good team. This was always one of the teams that beat us from the past 3 years when I was in Atlanta. That was my first time beating them, so beating the Eagles, beating us. And so we always knew that they were going to fight hard. They had good coaching. They had good players. They got a lot of good chemistry with the players here also. So, and I already knew a few guys on the team I played against in college. So, yeah.
Your role had declined there in Atlanta. You had been a starter, and this year you were just playing special teams. Did that make it easier to accept being traded?
No, only I guess what I would say my only way my role declined was I had 2 surgeries my first 2 years, so I guess that's one of the reasons why. I mean, and, you know, I made some plays that I wish I wouldn't have made, which we all do. It's the NFL. It's not perfect. No one's perfect, but yeah, it was good. You know, it was good for me to have a fresh start. You know, come in, show the guys. It's like basically coming in the NFL again, but I'm better because I know what to expect. I know what to do. I know how hard I work. I know what I bring. I know the energy I have. I know the type of guy I am with everything. So I think it'll all work out for me.
Did you have a lot of talks with the Eagles leading up to the draft a couple years ago?
Oh yeah, I came on here on the top 30 visit. Honestly, thought I was gonna come. Like this was one of my options where I was gonna come. So it kind of worked out. The guys even said they've been talking about me here. So I guess they wanted me. So it's good to be wanted. You know what I mean?
Have you shown them any of the dance moves that you did in the locker room?
Hey, I mean, I have fun no matter what. You know, it don't matter what it is. I'm always have fun. I'm gonna dance. I'm gonna be loud. I'm gonna dance again. You know what I mean? It's just who I am. I love to have fun. I love to show my love for the game through if it's dancing, if it's talking, if it's working hard. It doesn't matter. I just love being who I am. You know, this is who I am. You know, it's who you're gonna get every day.